Make no mistake, Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle may be based on the Jungle Book, but it's definitely not for children. When Andy Serkis announced his plans to direct a live-action adaptation of the Jungle Book, no one batted an eyelash. Disney's 1967 animated original was an instant classic, with wholesome elements that viewers of all ages could enjoy, folded into a story of self-discovery. Wouldn't Serkis's adaptation be just as delightful? Unfortunately, things panned out poorly for Mowgli. Not only did it bomb with critics when it launched in a limited theatrical run at the end of November, it also went over terribly with a certain subset of its audience when it hit Netflix on December 7th, 2018. Parents discovered that, not too unexpectedly given the film's PG-13 rating, Mowgli is riddled with violence against humans and animals, soaked with bloodshed, and features a horrifying death that is continually referenced throughout the narrative. Those parents and guardians have come forward to let others know that Mowgli is, quote, traumatizing, and that they shouldn't let their kids watch a second of it. One viewer wrote on Twitter, in part, #Mowgli, what the f***? That twist is some sadistic I mean, kids would be traumatized. Another tweeted, dang, this #Mowgli adaptation on Netflix is not really a kids movie. It's got some harsh scenes. One parent alerted others of a particular scene's potentially psychologically damaging effects, saying, there is a scene in #Mowgli that will absolutely scar and shock young kids. Parents be warned. This version is incredible, but very dark. Plenty more on social media have warned that Mowgli is not for kids and will take you by surprise with how dark it is, and that if they were a child watching Mowgli, they would be forever haunted by a certain character's creepy eyes. It seems that many parents, likely run down and chasing after their children all day or clocking in 8 hours at the office that day, figured that Mowgli would be appropriate for the whole family and immediately press play on Netflix without a second thought. Sadly, they unknowingly bit off far more than they or their kiddos could chew. While parents have been warning others to steer clear of Mowgli when their kids are around now that the film is on Netflix, critics were doing exactly that when the film was still in theaters. A review on Decider warned, the action scenes where Mowgli is in danger are legitimately scary and probably traumatic for very little kids, so buyer beware. Definitely think it over before traumatizing your kids with it. Unless you're a giant Jungle Book aficionado and crave completism, you can skip it. The Independent called it, quote, relentlessly, discordantly bleak. Not quite a kids' film, not quite an adult's one. Just 2 years ago, Jon Favreau released his Walt Disney Pictures produced Jungle Book to critical acclaim and immense box office success.
Relax, kid. No need to get worked up, okay?
Where am I?
This is a cave. It's my cave.
The pick scored an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, smashed records to become one of the top-grossing movies of 2016, and Rotten Tomatoes summarized the film's reviews with, Jungle Book is a rare remake that actually improves upon its predecessors, all while setting a new standard for CGI. It would be impossible for Serkis to replicate the magic of Favreau's film. But it was hardly a stretch to assume that Mowgli could pick up praise from members of the media and make Disney fans, young and old, smile. Sadly, while a handful of reviewers have respected Serkis's grim approach to the Jungle Book, the general consensus is that the director went off the deep end and made things entirely too dark. His desire to create something different with Mowgli was ultimately, and unfortunately, his undoing.